Hey, how's it going? Welcome back. This is Amy, and if you're new, welcome too. And we're back here for another Book Talk Tuesday. Again, I'm filming this a day ahead, so I don't have any problems um, editing or uploading, but we are gathered again here for Book Talk Tuesday. And today, hopefully the video is going to be a lot shorter than the one I did last time on my book reviews. And I have a small library haul, some books I borrowed that I had on hold, and also a small Goodwill thrift haul of some books I found there. There was a couple I was really wanting to get a hold of, and they actually came through the Goodwill line. So, anyway, yeah, today it's going to be a hot one, it said. I don't know. Yesterday was supposed to be hot. The weather update. The weather update. It's supposed to be 105. Well, did it say 105? No, no, no. It was going to be 105. It's down to 100 and look, I need my glasses now. It's going to be down to 103 today. So, 103 is better than 105, but it says tomorrow's 105, Wednesday's 106, Thursday's 103, and then we're dropping down Friday to 102, back to 103, and then Sunday we're getting into 99, supposedly. I don't know. It says humidity is 49% today. Winds are small with 3 miles per hour. Um, I don't really see any wind, so that 3 miles per hour is pretty slow. But yeah, so we're still in the hundreds here in Northern California, and hopefully by Sunday, which is dun, da, 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 the 11th, we should be dropping down, it looks like, under the hundreds. So if Sunday is going to be 99, Monday is like 94, 93. We're going to be in the mid low 90s for the next week, 2 weeks maybe, or the next 2 weeks after through the 19th. Anyway, that would be a welcome relief. A welcome relief. But yeah, so here we are. Hopefully not very hot. And that is your weather update for August. Well, today's the 5th, 2024. A Monday, but for Tuesday. Okay, so let's get into our book hauls. Yeah, so I don't take up too much of your time like I did last time. Those of you who stayed and watched through the end, thank you. You're a real trooper, a book trooper. But yeah, so we still have the park fire going on up in northeast of us. I think last night or this morning I seen it was 30% contained. I don't know how many acres now. It was probably up again. It's probably uh, could be 400,000 acres mark at the moment, but I don't know. I didn't check that. But anyway, that's fire update. Uh, so our book calls. I'm gonna start with the Goodwill one first. So we got some goodies in the library one too. I think I got 1, 2, 3, 4 library books and borrowed. And then I bought 1, 2, 3, 4 Goodwill. I found 4 books at Goodwill. So that's pretty awesome. Excuse me. I gotta get a drink. Talk too much. It's my cold coffee. I brewed it and then made it into iced coffee because I'm out of my cold brew. But I'm using my Black Rifle 1776 brew. It's good stuff. Um, okay, here we go. So the first book I want to show you is I am definitely wanting to feel those. I am feeling the fall vibes, not with the weather outside, but in my head. I'm there. This one I found, it was like $1.99, and I don't normally look at the recipe books section. It's a small section. I'm just mainly in the fiction section or the history section. But I had just happened to look through and I found this one and I thought this is perfect. This is perfect. It's a small book. Like I said, $2. It is Pumpkins and Squashes. Okay, so that's a picture of like a pumpkin pie or um, sweet potato pie, or no, it would be a pumpkin pie. But yeah, so it's just a small book, but man, there's some good stuff in here. That's definitely the fall vibes right there. What's a good one? What's a good one? They have all kinds. There is soups and there's like pumpkin soup. I don't know if you can see it. Pumpkin soup. Which way? Which way? And there is there was someone it was like pasta and pumpkin, I think it was. I know you can't see the let me find it. Let me find it. Let me find it. My cover's coming off. Um Roasted butternut squash stir fry. I don't like nuts. Well, I'm picky. I'm picky. But I don't like nuts in my food. So I'm kind of weird. Apparently, I've heard from people. Golly, where is it? Just wanted to show you the one other picture. Apparently, this is penne with pumpkin sauce. This is one. Um, yeah, penne with pumpkin sauce. I think that's a really good picture, but that sounded good. We have some drinks in here too. I don't know about that. I don't know about pumpkin or squash drinks. There's a spinach butternut squash bake. That sounds good. And one more. I thought there was more. Maybe that was a pasta with spiced leek butternut squash cherry tomatoes. That sounds good. Mm-hmm. Which way? Which way, Amy? Which way? Anyway, that sounded good. So yeah, so there's some things in there. It looks good to me. But yeah, pumpkins and squash. Transform your menu and create inspirational meals with the most versatile of vegetables. I love squash. Okay. So we'll put it back there. I think I'm gonna knock things off. Okay, so that was a Goodwill. And then this one I had been wanting to get. It's a literary classic. I've been wanting it for a while, and I just never. I paid $1.99. It's in good shape, like new. Somebody didn't read it, or they read it very carefully, but the pages aren't bent. Cover's good. It is Ken Kesey's One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I've seen this movie. That's a movie multiple times. I've loved the movie. It's Jack Nicholson. Um, it's a great movie. It's a classic, and this book is a classic. And I've heard that this book is very good, and from some different people on YouTube that's read it, and I've always wanted to read it since I've watched the movie and I knew that it was a book. So I finally found it at Goodwill. Like I said, $1.99. This is a Penguin Signet novel. It was new is 9.99. But yeah, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest by Ken Kesey, and yeah, that was a really good movie. It's like new. Pages are almost pristine, I'd say. Um, yeah, it's in great shape. So this is a classic novel of the 1960s. And it says Ken Kesey's hero is Randall Patrick McMurphy, a boisterous, brawling, fun-loving rebel who swaggers into the world of a mental hospital and takes over. A lusty, life-affirming fighter, McMurphy rallies the other patients around him by challenging the dictatorship of Nurse Ratched. So, by the way, side note on uh, I guess it was on Netflix. When I had Netflix, I think I seen it. I'm not sure, but there is a series called I don't know if it's called Ratchet or Nurse Rat. I can't remember what, but it's about this character before um she appears in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. It's a younger version of Nurse Ratchet. It was really good. I think the person who either created it or directed it or both was the guy who it seemed like this. I think it was, but I'm not sure. You could Google American Horror Story. Um, I've seen a couple of seasons of American Horror Story. I've liked that series. There's a couple of series I haven't watched because, to be honest, I think it's too scary for me. So I haven't seen all of the series, but yeah. So that's the Nurse Ratchet. So anyway, continuing. He promotes gambling in the ward, smuggles in wine and women, and openly defies the rules at every turn. But this defiance, which starts as a sport, soon develops into a grim struggle, an all out war between two relentless opponents Nurse Ratchet, Ratchet, backed by the full power of authority, and McMurphy, who has only his own indomitable will. What happens when Nurse Ratchet uses her ultimate weapon against McMurphy provides the story's shocking climax. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I will say, if you've seen the movie, I'm gonna read. I was gonna say you might want to read the book, but I haven't read the book yet. So, but I've heard it's a good one. The movie was excellent. I mean, in the movie, Jack Nicholson, he was just amazing in that movie. Which I'd say at least most of the things that I've watched with Jack Nicholson has always been great. Um, and the next one I've been looking for too at Goodwill. This one was $1.99. And now that I got this one and it's just over 500, almost 600 pages. It's a Barnes and Noble classic. And this version of The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas, um, I am questioning whether I want to get the other version this is, I guess, the abridged version. And I think I want to get a copy of the unabridged because I feel like, I don't know, if I'm going to read it, I want all the bits and pieces. And it's probably shortened because of the translation, I guess, but I don't know. I don't know because when I looked online to see how long the story was, it said it was over 1,000 pages. And I've seen other people on YouTube who did videos that read it recently. Theirs was over 1,000 pages, so I'm kind of questioning getting this version, but that's okay. I mean, it costs $2. I could donate it back to Goodwill, but I'm not sure. We'll see. I'm not sure if I'm putting this on my next year's list of 25 books to read in 2025. It's one of the contenders, but I'm not complete. I mean, I may still read it next year, but I'm starting to compile my list of books for this next year for the 25 for 2025. But anyway, yeah, this is about, if you haven't heard, it's a classic. Alexander is French, and it's a dashing young Edmond Dantes has everything. He's engaged to a beautiful woman, is about to become the captain of a ship, and is well liked by almost everyone. But his perfect life is shattered when he is framed by a jealous rival and thrown into a dark prison cell for 14 years. Now, I believe, pause, a long time ago, I seen the Disney version. I think there was a Disney version of this, not a cartoon, but like, you know, like real people movie, like Disney usually did. So I think there is that version. But then there's also a I say newer version, anywhere between the 1990s through the 2000s and something. I don't know what year. You could Google it. There was a newer version. So anyway, um, yeah. So this guy is framed and he's put in prison. And from what I can remember from the movie and what I've heard about other people's synopsis is his life goes downhill. He was living the good life, and then this prison really, put a damper on that. It says Count of Monte Cristo continues to dazzle readers with its thrilling and memorable scenes, including Dante's miraculous escape from the dreadful Chateau d'If. Sorry, I probably pronounced that wrong. His amazing discovery of a vast hidden treasure and his transformation into a man whose astonishing thirst for vengeance is as cruel as it is just. So yeah, he escaped from jail and he's wanting to um, stick it to the guy who framed him. Sounds pretty modern, huh? But yeah. So that's the Count of Monte Cristo. This is the Barnes and Noble Classics version. Like I said, it's an abridged version because it's only, like I said, it's almost 600 pages, and I've the books, it's still a chunky book. The books I googled it, it's a little bit longer unabridged, so we'll see about that. But I have that copy in case I don't um I don't get the other version. I mean, it's not like I can't read the other version after I read that version, but it's taking me so long to get that book. That'll probably take me all year to, no, maybe a summer, but that could be a big book summer challenge next year. Sue Jackson's big book summer challenge. That could be one of the contenders for me. So in this one, I wasn't necessarily looking out to get, but I came across it. It's got a little rip on the front, but that's okay. I can tape it. I don't mind. This has been a Broadway play. It's a book, obviously. It's been a Broadway play, and I just seen a commercial for it's gonna be a movie out in theaters. And this is Wicked by Gregory Maguire. Now, I've heard about this. It's about the story of how the Wicked Witch in The Wizard of Oz became the Wicked Witch. And I've heard about it, and I knew, a long time ago it was a Broadway play. I don't know, it could still be on Broadway, I think, maybe, I'm not sure. But yeah, so has a little tears. It's worn. Somebody has read it. Um it looks very interesting. What did I see? I thought I seen a map. Yeah. So in the book, I can get to it. There's this map of what will we call this? What's that place? The land of the land of Oz, Amy. It's the land of Oz. Hello. Monday's not doing fair. But yeah. So there's Munchkin Land right over here. That's where Dorothy lands, I think, is Munchkin Land. But then there's the Emerald City. Yeah. So that's cool. That's cool. I've never seen a map of the Land of Oz. Um, that I'm gonna enjoy that. They say it's like in Lord of the Rings. They have the little maps, and you know where you're going. But yeah. So knowing that that was going to be a movie, I thought, yeah, maybe I should give this a shot. It's time I read about it. The movie looks really good. I don't know who's playing in it. I forgot who the name of the main gal was, but it looks really good. I mean, I've been a fan of Wizard of Oz for forever, my whole life. And I've watched it. It would come on every year as a kid on TV, and I'd watch it every year. We'd watch it every year, and I loved it. The only thing about the Wizard of Oz is the part that scared me the most was the flying monkeys in the forest. The forest and the flying monkeys. I always covered my eyes as a kid. It was, I don't know. I love monkeys. I like monkeys, but those flying monkeys, they scared the crap out of me, man. I was afraid of monkeys for a little bit. But yeah, so this is Wicked by Gregory Maguire. And if you don't know, this is what it says on the back. When Dorothy triumphed over the Wicked Witch of the West in L. Frank Baum's classic tale, we heard only her side of the story. But what about her arch nemesis, the mysterious witch? Where did she come from, and how did she become so wicked? And what is the true nature of evil? It says Gregory Maguire creates a fantasy world so rich and vivid that we will never look at Oz the same way again. Wicked is about a land where animals talk and strive to be treated like first-class citizens. Munchkinlanders seek the comfort of middle-class stability, and the Tin Man becomes a victim of domestic violence. Uh-oh, I didn't know that. And then there's the little green-skinned girl named Elphaba. I'm gonna say Elf. I'm sure if those of you have read this and seen the play or whatever, Elphaba, Elf, Elphaba. We're going with that. We'll just call her El. How about that? Who will grow up to become the infamous Wicked Witch of the West, a smart, prickly, and misunderstood creature who challenges all our preconceived notions about the nature of good and evil. Anyway, that's that. Wicked. Yes. We're gonna do this. If I don't get it to it this year, I want to get to it this year, but it may be a contender for 2025's. And I don't know when that movie was coming out. Obviously, I've seen a commercial, so I would assume they're finished filming it and it's gonna be sometime this year. Okay, so that is for my Goodwill haul. It was very small. Um, that's okay. Two books I was really looking forward to getting. I found them there. And then I had a surprise of those other two. That was great. And now for my library haul, the books I had on hold. Now, for this first one, I've never read a manga. I'm a generation of comic book people. Um, that's as far as I've gotten, and I haven't read one in a long time. Now, there's a page. These are borrowed from the library, but this one has a page coming out. I'm gonna have to tape it. But this, and I'm gonna have to get used to reading it. For me, it's backwards, but for them, I think this is Korean. This is normal, and my brain has to wrap its little self around that. But this is Spy Family Volume 1 by Tatsue Indo. Tatsue. I'm going Indo. Again, a manga. I I've never read one. I've seen the booktubers that have read this have really liked it, and I don't know what volume they're at now. There's a lot out. Um, so yeah. So this, if you look at it, so normally I would hold a book and it would be like this, the front, but this is the back. So this is the front. And so when you open it, you're opening it this way and reading it this way than normally when you have a book and you open it and you read it this way. Okay? I I hope that came out. But it's this way. So for me to go like that instead of going like that is a little awkward, I will say, for myself. But probably it's not going to take that long to get through because it's not like reading a regular novel. Um, the writing is not as long as a regular book, and you have pictures to look at. So this should be interesting. I wanted to try this one out. Spy Family. We'll see how that goes. Okay. And the dogs are barking because I have my door shut. And the next one is I've been waiting. I didn't think I'd get this till after summer, but this one became available quicker than I thought. And so I still have the summer to read it. So this is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. And I've heard rave reviews about this from a lot of other um, booktubers that really enjoyed this. And I know this is a series, I think, from Abby, but um, I've heard that you could read it. Oh, it's probably should. Anyway, just ignore that. You could probably read it as a standalone, so it might not be that, but I'm gonna read it. And it's paperback. So yeah, it is. I didn't tell you how the other is that. That's a reading group. Yeah, so this became available. I was surprised when it came up and said it was ready. I was like, oh, I didn't expect that because this started out. I was like over 100 and something persons in line. This is 405 pages, I think. But yeah, we're gonna get to this summer. Just for the summer. I thought I was going to have to read it in the fall, but yeah. Oh, this is about when it comes to love, Emma is okay. Yeah, this I remember it now. Is cursed. Every guy she dates finds his true love after they break up, but it turns out she's not the only one affected with this condition. His name is Justin, and his Reddit thread about being love's good luck charm has gone viral. Now the two have come up with an ingenious plan. If they date each other, their curses will cancel out and they will go on to find their soulmates. Only Justin wasn't supposed to be so unbelievably cute and hilarious. But when Emma's toxic mother shows up and Justin has to assume guardianship of his three siblings, they're suddenly navigating a lot more than they expected, including catching real feelings. His fate finally brought the perfect pair together, or will their cure be way more hazardous than the curse itself? So yeah, so these two people think they're cursed in love. They date people that when they break up, those people go on to find their true love or their soulmate. And so they find each other and they think, "Hey, you know what? We got the same problem. I bet you it'll cancel out if we date each other and then we break up and then, so yeah, just for the summer." And then I've been waiting for this one too. I knew this was coming up soon. Man, I've been on this wait for like several months. This came out, I believe it was this year. Do I have anything on the front? Probably should check this time. And I'm excited to get to it. I know over at Gabby Reads, she read this. I think it's for one of her book. It was one of her book club books. I want to say in January. I'm not sure if I remember that right. But and I've watched several other booktubers that read this and has really liked it. It's called Bright Young Women by Jessica Knoll. And um little shiny. Yeah. Excited to get to this one. It is about what is it about? Okay. Oh, is that very, I hope that's not very long. Oh, it's a little bit. Okay. I'll try to read fast. Um January 15th, 1978 is a night of promise. A serial killer's escape in Aspen, Colorado. So this is roughly, you could say, not, I don't know that it's based on, but the events of Ted Bundy, the serial killer Ted Bundy. This is, I would say, reminiscent of his, what would you say? Actions. Okay. So in a way, if you could think it's it sounds like Ted Bundy, but they don't name that's the thing about this. They don't name, from what I heard, the killer. It's about these women, and um the women should have all the uh people knowing about them. Okay. Um a serial killer's escape in Aspen, Colorado couldn't be further from the minds of the busy young women at the top sorority of Florida State University campus in Tallahassee. Sorority president Pamela Schumacher spends her Saturday night glued to her desk, cradling her textbook like a pillow, startled awake at 3 a.m. by a strange sound. She makes her fateful decision to investigate. What she finds outside her bedroom door is a scene of implausible violence, two of her sisters dead, two others maimed. That is that is what happened in the Ted Bundy case. One of his victims was a sorority house, or yeah, multiple. It is the final murderous spree of the man the papers will soon dub the all-American sex killer. But Pamela doesn't know this yet, nor does she know the story of 25-year-old Ruth Wachowski, who 4 years earlier disappeared from Seattle's Lake. Oh my lord, they're killing me with they're killing me with these names. Um, okay, Seattle's Lake. There's a state park called Sammamish. Sorry for people that live and know what that is. Anyway, a lake in Seattle. Um, in broad daylight. So let's read that again. Ruth Wachowski, 4 years earlier, disappeared from Seattle's lake in broad daylight. confounding police and shattering Ruth's roommate and best friend, Tina Cannon. When the massacre of the Tallahassee sorority house becomes national news, Tina is certain it is the work of the same man who terrorized the Seattle area 4 years prior. She rushes to Florida in a collision course with Pamela and one last impending tragedy. Bright Young Women is the story of two women who demanded answers to questions nobody else would ask. What happened to Ruth the day she went missing? And how did a serial killer from the Pacific Northwest set his sights on a sorority house in Florida? Toggling between those nightmarish days in 1978 and a letter that brings Pamela and Tina together in the present, an astonishing truth is revealed, along with a portrait of the extraordinary women who saw past the media's glorification of the Kennedy of killers for who he really was. Yeah. So that's Bright Young Woman. This is the writer. Um, Jessica Knoll. Yeah. So yeah, so that's the gist of basically it sounds like Ted Bundy's killings and what people thought of him, and the media made him out to be this bright young man, quote by the judge at sentencing. Um, that, but he, those people, whatever smarts or intelligence they had before it was known that they were these monsters, um, shouldn't be glorified or looked at as, oh, it's too bad, you had all this going for you. Well, you know what? These victims had this going for them, and they were bright and beautiful people, and they had families and loved ones, and they were ripped apart out of this world by a monster. So he should not be glorified or thought of as bright, intelligent. You know, they do horrible things. But this book brings to light these women. It's about these women. So, like I said, I don't think in the book that the writer names the killer. I think, but the quote about um, Kennedy of killers. Well, it's because the media brought him out as be good looking type guy, dressed well, spoke well. Anyway, um, and if you don't know, Ted Bundy's dead. He was electrocuted in Florida in the it was the late uh I want to say 90s. I'm not sure, but anyway, Ted Bundy's dead. Um, and I don't think the electric chair was enough. But anyway, that's my opinion. But yeah. So I got this from the library. I'm excited to read this. I've had this on hold for months. It's not that big of a book. It is, well, I say it's not that. Some of you that don't hardly ever read 300 plus pages, it's probably a big book. It looks like 373 pages. So excited to get to this one. And then this one I found, what was I was watching a booktuber Johanna at Me, My Dog, and Books. Um, I don't know if I seen her. I think I did. I seen the one where she was talking about this book, or I just seen that she had it. I'm not sure. I think I seen her talking about she was reading this. It's a Grady Hendrix horror store. So this is a horror novel, and it's by Grady Hendrix. And I thought I wanted to read this because I found it interesting in the way that this is like, if you look at it, it's just like a spoof of, I would say, IKEA. It's like it's like IKEA, but this is a horror story. And when I got this book and I looked inside, it is so interesting how this was written, because it is like, so this to me is like, this is supposed to look like a catalog but with a story inside. So this is like if you would get a catalog from somewhere. So this in the back, so there's this, like this, and there's other things like this, Um, there is even so there. Okay, here's Grady Hendrix. He has like a employee badge. His picture. Oh God. Um, and what is he? There is so there's like this. So it's a furniture like IKEA. It says welcome to Orsk. A big uh and then well this they have this taped down, it's covered up. There's like a map, and there was one other thing. It was like an application. What was that? That was interesting. I was like, this is gonna be fun. Even if this I heard the story's kind of scary, kind of creepy and graphic. Look, there's like coupons. This is just like, wow. Grady went all out, man. This is awesome. I have never read a book like this before. Where is I know I came across it was like an employee application. Um, and then there's, like a story written in there. Um, what is this? Oh, maybe that was it. An employee evaluation sheet. I mean, it's going on. Oh, and then there's probably good graffiti somewhere. Um, I don't know. Maybe it was a employee evaluation. I thought it was a available positions. Um, I don't know. This is awesome. I might end up having to buy this book. Oh yeah. Oh, this is so like in a catalog, you would get an order form. Oh, yeah. So I don't know. This is I mean, this already looked good. So, and this is where do okay. So, I'm going to read what it says here. I didn't even know. I just seen it on, like I said, one YouTuber's, and I thought that sounds interesting. Something strange is happening at the Orsk Furniture Superstore in Cleveland, Ohio. Every morning, employees arrive to find broken, c- conjuring book. This one I probably needed an audio because I don't know if I can pronounce some of these words. Bookshelves, shattered glands, water goblets, and smashed. Oh, Lirapip wardrobes. Sales are down, security cameras reveal nothing, and store managers are panicking. To unravel the mystery, three employees volunteer to work a 9-hour dusk till dawn shift. In the dead of night, they will patrol the empty showroom floor, investigate strange sights and sounds, and encounter horrors that defy the imagination. A traditional haunted house story in a thoroughly compelling setting, Horror Store is designed to retain its luster and natural appearance for a lifetime of use. Pleasingly proportioned with generous French flaps and a soft cover binding, Horror Store delivers the psychological terror you need in the elegant packaging you deserve. So yeah, so this says, Welcome to Orsk. Horror Store is an original work of fiction, horror, and parody. The contents of this book are not sponsored by, affiliated with, or endorsed by any furniture retailer or manufacturer. The setting and characters described in the story do not exist in real life. All furniture and merchandise featured herein are products of the author's fevered imagination. I can't believe they had to write that. But yeah, so that looked really awesome. Horror Store, Grady Hendrix. Grady Hendrix also has, which I haven't read, is How to Sell a Haunted House. And I think I might want to try to get that for this fall. I heard that was pretty good. So, yeah. So that is my book haul from the library. And I do have some more on hold at the library. I have some more to take back. I did renew some books. So, but I know I have at least one book to pick up. That's Riley Sager's A House Across the Lake. and I'm hoping there's 2 more in transit. I'm hoping to, excuse me, hoping to get. So we'll see. Um, but yeah, so that's it for Book Talk Tuesday. And if you cross your fingers and have high hopes, we'll be back here on Thursday. And I was notified by my sister that Friday, the 9th, is unofficial not a, it's not a holiday, but it's um Book Lovers Day. There's a day, it's a Book Lovers Day. So I may do a special video for Friday the 9th for Book Lovers Day. That would be great. I don't know what I don't know what I would do right now, but that sounds like because it is a a a day for book people, you know, jump on that. But yeah, so thanks for coming by. Thanks for watching. And if you liked it, you can go ahead and like the video. You can subscribe if you want. You know, I'm not I'm not gonna do anything creepy if you push the button. Um, but yeah, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you back here on Book Talk Thursday.